Now, like I say, Oprah did what Oprah does best. She turned it into basically about her being a bit of a victim and people picking on her, and this isn't what it seems. But on the face of it, Phil, I don't want to be unkind to Oprah, but I think if you're, one of the key faces of Weight Watchers, encouraging millions of American women that they should be losing weight in a certain way as dictated by Weight Watchers, and it turns out you've been secretly on a...
Morgan recently sparked headlines with his comments on Oprah Winfrey's weight loss journey, specifically her use of weight loss medications. His criticism centers on the possible consequences of Oprah endorsing these drugs. Morgan worries that her influence could drive up demand, making these medications harder to access for those who truly need them, such as diabetics who rely on them for their intended medical purposes.
Stop having pangs of hunger. That is a deceit on the American people, isn't it?
Well, I don't know what timeline you're looking at, but I can tell you this: when I pick up a news article or see something online that says so and so admits to using Ozempic or whatever, as you know, I spend a lot of my time in the litigation arena, and I associate the term "admit" with a confession of wrongdoing. And I see these different stars, and they come out and say, this female movie star admits using Ozempic, or this male actor admits using this. What the hell business is it of anybody what somebody's doing in terms of their medical management? And what does it mean, admits using it? Is there some wrongdoing in somebody?
Well, I would counter
getting
that.
with their physician.
I would counter
doing
that.
Something with their physician.
I would say generally you're right, but on the Oprah case, and again, I've got enormous respect for Oprah. She's an absolutely brilliant businesswoman. She's a brilliant television person, etc., and has done me a few big...
Oprah Winfrey's journey with weight has been a defining part of her public life since the 1980s. One unforgettable moment was when she wheeled a wagon of animal fat on her talk show to represent the 67 pounds she lost through a liquid diet. This powerful visual underscored her struggles and became an iconic symbol of her ongoing battle with body image, sparking widespread conversations on health, self-acceptance, and the pressures of fame.
Very much. You are, do people ever, especially now, you've lost a lot of weight, do people not believe you're you ever?
Well, a couple of times I've had situations where I was opening my school in South Africa, and I had brought 200 friends from the United States for that celebration. And my assistant forgot my passport. And I am stuck on the tarmac for 7.5 hours, literally waiting on somebody to come and release me. Now, they knew who I was because they were coming to take pictures with me. Well, I have had the experience of a lifetime because back in 2021, I had my knees done. Anybody here ever had their knees done? Woo! Let's testify. So for 4 years, I was in pain every time I walked down a hill, and I was getting those injections in the knees, the steroid injections. But as you know, if you continue to get them, it actually gets worse. You don't improve, you get worse. So I decided to have my knees done. And let me tell you, life changed.
Yeah, it worked.
For decades, Oprah has openly discussed her experiences with yo-yo dieting, often expressing frustration over her inability to maintain a steady weight despite trying various diets and exercise plans. She holds herself accountable for her weight fluctuations, sharing a struggle that resonates with many who face similar challenges in their journey toward health.
I could not lift my leg off the bed. I couldn't move my foot. And I made a vow that if God, if you let me walk again, I promise I will get myself in shape. I promise I will use my body to the highest possible good for myself and my health. And that's how it all started. So I started not being able to, first of all, you start out with a walker,
Oprah's openness about using weight loss medications has inspired many, but has also stirred significant controversy. Among her critics is British television host Piers Morgan, known for his outspoken opinions. Morgan's primary concern is the powerful influence Oprah holds over her vast audience and the possible effects her endorsement of these drugs could have on her fans.
And that is not actually how you yourself are losing weight, and you get caught out having denied you're using one of these drugs, and then you have to admit it. You're kind of admitting not a crime, but you are admitting that you've been deceiving people, aren't you?
Well, she didn't have to say anything at all. I think what Oprah did was discover that there was a really some breakthrough science that has identified that there are certain functions.
Could Oprah's impact on the popularity of these weight loss medications inadvertently put her fans' health at risk?
I know we've been criticized, we've been scrutinized, we've been shamed, and we've been told that unless we meet a certain standard of size, that we didn't deserve to be accepted or even to be loved. And what I know for sure is that I am done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm done with the shaming. I'm done with it. And the purpose of this conversation is to help you be done with it, to get over it for yourself and to stop doing it to other people. Stop judging others for the way they choose to live. Through my platforms, through the magazine, through the talk show for 25 years, through online, I've been a major contributor to it. I cannot tell you how many weight loss shows and makeovers I have done. And they have been a staple since I've been working in television. I've shared how that famous wagon of fat moment on the Oprah show is one of my biggest regrets. It sent a message that starving yourself with a liquid diet set a standard for people watching that I nor anybody else could uphold. And I've said this before, was set into motion after years and years of thinking that my struggle with my weight was my fault. And it has taken me even up until last week to process the shame that I felt privately as my very public yo-yo diet moments became a national joke. So many of you who followed me over the years may remember this. One of the moments that has stuck with me for over 30 years was when I was first invited to appear on the
Oprah has candidly shared her experience with weight loss medications, noting their essential role in her weight management. During a panel in July 2023, she explained her realization that weight issues aren't just about willpower. Biological factors can make weight loss more challenging for some people.
Hi there, I'm Kim. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and a certified diabetes care and education specialist. I'm busy. I'm going to make this quick, but we're going to get into this article. If you haven't heard by now, Oprah stated that she is taking a weight loss medication. The name of the medication has not been released, but a lot of people are speculating. If you've been on my page for any length of time, you know exactly what medications I'm talking about. So I want to read for you something.
The debate over weight loss medications like OIC and Wegovy is complex. Supporters view these drugs as groundbreaking options for those struggling with obesity, providing a medical solution to an issue traditionally seen as a personal failing.
There's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for. I'm absolutely done with shaming from other people and particularly myself. So even though I do believe that everyone has a right to be happy with their
What makes Oprah's case unique is the immense reach of her influence. As one of the most trusted and recognizable figures globally, her endorsement of any product or treatment can greatly shape public perception and consumer behavior, particularly in health and wellness.
and how people treat you in a smaller body versus being in a bigger body.
I am treated like a completely different human being. Now that I'm in a smaller body, people are friendlier. And this is the part that I struggle with, is that I find that people are nicer to my children when I'm out with my children, right? I feel that it's just like in general, but it's better treatment for all of us.
Yeah.
In recent years, Oprah's approach to weight loss has evolved with new pharmaceutical options like OIC and Wegovy, initially created for type 2 diabetes. These drugs, which regulate insulin and reduce appetite, have proven effective for weight loss, and they're now frequently prescribed for this purpose despite their original design.
Well, let's stay on that. To lose 5 pounds. How do you feel about that?
It's not what its intended use is. Why that's dangerous is because when a medicine is studied by this evil pharma that we're talking about, it's studied in a certain population, people who have type 2 diabetes, who are overweight or have high blood pressure. So when you're taking it as someone who doesn't have any of these diagnoses and you take it, how do I know that the risks you're facing are going to be what the ones that we found in the research when we didn't test it on people like you? It's the same reason why we suck at treating women's heart disease, because we never did research on women's heart disease. So when a female patient comes in and says, oh, I have a little acid reflux, maybe a little arm pain, we discount it and they're having a heart attack because our initial research was not done on women. It was done on men who said, I have an elephant sitting on my chest. This is how I describe it. And that's how our common knowledge is of heart disease. And therefore we miss all these heart.
Some critics argue that Oprah may be misleading the public by implying that her weight loss mainly results from diet and exercise, while pharmaceuticals play a big part. This critique fuels a larger discussion on transparency in celebrity health endorsements, especially as millions of fans look to celebrities for similar solutions.
So I'm not sure I really care if it's an easy way out or not. I don't think that that's the debate to be had. I more worry about physical side effects of taking this medication long term. If someone were to stay on this drug for the rest of their life to keep weight off, how would it affect fertility or other aspects of health?
Congratulations, Reg. It's a squid.
I'm not sure we really know the answer to that. So this whole argument about is it an easy way out, I don't really think that should be the concern here.
Ozempic, originally developed for treating type 2 diabetes, is increasingly used for weight loss, but it's not without risks. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain.
So everybody is talking about Oprah's weight loss revelation that she's been using some kind of medication to lose weight. Just gonna drop my 2 cents in here. Number one, I don't really care, but number two, what did you expect? What did you expect from the woman who has for years and years and years talked about yo-yo dieting and cleanses and cabbage diets and this pill and that pill and weight loss surgery? What did you expect? We've heard Adele and Monique talk about the truth, which is that they had a lot of trauma that they had to resolve before they began their natural weight loss journeys, right? I made a video about a year ago talking about how obesity is a trauma response. Now, some people don't believe that, but we psychologists know this. There's studies on this. Obesity is not just a disease. Obesity is a disease in the same way addiction is a disease, meaning it is both environmental.
Originally developed for type 2 diabetes, OIC has become popular for weight loss, but it comes with risks. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach pain.
What do you mean it's cheating? It's a drug that helps people control their appetite. How is that cheating? So she was probably on the wrong side of things when she was saying that. And now I think she was sort of forced to admit, because as you say, it's obvious. Somebody like Oprah, who's constantly up and down with the weight and hasn't been on the skinnier side for a long time. And then suddenly, after this miracle drug comes out, like, we know. But she's still a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. And I guess she's going to still tell us that the point system is really what's behind the weight loss.
Good for Oprah. I've talked about it on my podcast with Peter Attia. I talk about it to anyone who will listen. I used Ozempic. I lost 15 pounds on it. I was on the lowest dose, and it was incredibly effective. And, you know, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. No one should follow my medical advice. But there are horribly deleterious effects from being massively overweight. And now the fact that people who have struggled for an extremely long time, as Oprah's talked about struggling, I mean, that's been a huge part of her public persona, can take a drug that is so unbelievably effective. Good for her. And I don't know if you agree or not, but I think that it's a good thing to take the stigma away from this.
We know. But she's still a spokesperson for Weight Watchers, and I guess she's going to still tell us that the point system is really what's behind the weight loss.
Well, first of all, as a person who has done Weight Watchers many times before, the point system does work. It's just Ozempic is way easier. The other thing is that Weight Watchers now, I don't want to be misspeaking, but I'm pretty sure that they have some kind of partnership with some of these because they're so unbelievably effective.
Yes.
Now, are we all going to wake up a little while from now and have grown like some strange additional appendage because of the semaglutides? I don't know, but I fit back into my skinny pants, so I'm happy, and I'm guessing.
Megyn Kelly, another influential media personality, has also voiced criticism of Oprah, accusing her of being disingenuous regarding her weight loss journey.
I almost lost my mind at this point.
Tell them what she said.
She compares alcoholism to obesity. Alcoholism is a very serious mental disorder. Listen to our obesity episode. You can't be addicted to something you need to survive. You don't need alcohol to survive. You need food. You will die if you don't eat. To compare, that's crazy. And then she says later, it's wrong to shame people with obesity. But compares them to being alcohol. You're just as bad as an alcoholic.
Oprah has some sort of obligation to tell the truth.
Let's talk about Oprah, because she has admitted to taking weight loss drugs. Oprah sparked speculation that she had taken a drug like Ozempic when she appeared at the Color Purple premiere looking slim. Now, back in September, and here's where all the controversy comes in, Oprah said she wrestled with the idea of using a drug, but refused, calling it the easy way out.
I think Oprah has some sort of obligation to tell the truth because people have been following her weight loss journey for so long, and she's been helping so many women. I don't know if there's shame behind this about using the drug or wanting to do it on your own. I don't think there's any shame to getting a kickstart into weight loss or wanting to, counteract that yo-yo effect. I really think what Tori brought up is the reason why she wasn't transparent. If she has her hands in Weight Watchers and she's saying that's how I lost that, she can't say it was from Weight Watchers when really it was Ozempic or another drug that she used. So I think her hands were tied at the moment, and now she's coming forward and saying, hey, this is...
Oprah has defended her use of OIC, stating she no longer feels ashamed of seeking medical assistance for weight management. She argues that obesity is a medical condition, not a personal failing, and that drugs like OIC can be valuable tools for addressing it.
That she was only using Weight Watchers. I really did. I believed her because of who she was. The credibility behind her was so strong that I had questioned doing the program myself back maybe 5 years ago. I was like, oh, I could do that. She always gets on there. She's like, I lost weight and I could eat what I wanted. And I still could eat pizza and I still could eat cake.
Now you realize it's a lie, man.
Man, it's disappointing and disheartening for me because there are a lot of people out here trying to do it the right way, me included. And there's so many easy outs, like medicine and shots and surgeries and stuff.
Experience, you've been on these medications yourself, is that correct?
Correct.
Right. And so you can actually speak from experience and be able to help anyone that has the questions or maybe the anxiety wrapped around this, because what I have seen, right now, the biggest celebrity out there is Oprah Winfrey. She's all over it. She's talking all about it. And you guys have seen her. She looks amazing, right? How old is she? How old is Oprah Winfrey?
I don't know. She's got to be in
70?
Is she 70?
Oh, come on. She has to be.
She has to be, right?
She has to be. And she looks incredible. It's like life begins at 70 with weight lossness. But she's been around the block with her own weight loss yo-yo.
Oh, yeah, it's struggling.
For 40 years. Struggling, yes. I remember her when she took out the 30 pounds of fat or 50 pounds of fat on the little wagon.
Oprah believes weight loss should be treated as a health issue, expressing relief that effective medications now exist to help manage conditions that were once tackled only with willpower and diets.
Initially reluctant to jump on board the weight loss drug bandwagon because she felt she had to prove she had the willpower to lose weight on her own. She does tell people that she changed her tune after having an aha moment while hosting a new show called The State of Weight, which is, she doesn't have to live into this if she doesn't want to, but she's choosing to. So Oprah said, I realized I'd been blaming myself all these years for being overweight, and I have a predisposition that no amount of willpower is going to control. Obesity is a disease. It's not about willpower. It's about
He sees it on TV as someone taking Ozempic, and he talks shit about it, and he says they're taking the shortcut, and we get into it about it because I get a little defensive. I don't think it's a shortcut. I think they're utilizing modern science, and hey, a cool medicine came out.
People who are abusing it like celebrities who just want to lose an extra 10 pounds.
So you're only talking. So why are you're lying? Because you talk shit about Oprah. She's not abusing it for 10 pounds. She has had an obesity issue her entire life.
Did you not say it would have helped our mothers? Our mothers were huge obese. It would have saved it. Would have saved my mother.
I know.
Lived longer. That's
exactly.
different.
But why did you say Oprah was taking a shortcut and you talked shit to the TV? Yeah, you did.
She looks thin to me already. She didn't look that big.
Because she took Ozempic.
Oh, I didn't know. I've seen her in her other years. She didn't look that big to me. She's lost a lot of weight.
Critics suggest Oprah's association with Weight Watchers could be misleading if she's also using medication for weight loss. This raises a key question. Should celebrities like Oprah be more transparent about their use of medications while endorsing diet programs?
Oprah did this panel discussing Weight Watchers. They had the Weight Watchers CEO on the panel, a bunch of other health experts, and she was talking about the weight loss journey that she has been on since she had double knee surgery. And she said that taking those drugs would, quote, be the easy way out. Here's a headline about that. Oprah calls Ozempic the easy way out after showing off 40-pound weight loss. Quote, even when I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs, at the same time I was going through knee surgery, and I felt, quote, I've got to do this on my own, because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out. Now, I personally do not care how you choose to lose weight or what you do with your personal health choices, but this did not shock me or bother me at all, because again, she is a major stakeholder and a major ambassador for Weight Watchers, which again is all about willpower and slowly shedding off the pounds and all the calorie counting and all of that. So obviously she wouldn't be in favor of something that essentially cuts some corners and makes Weight Watchers less relevant. But a lot of people were...
That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode.